why have I stopped buying Armaf fragrances? First of all, I want to let you know that I never been sponsored by Armaf or any other companies or online platforms that are selling Armaf fragrances. Everything I got from Armaf, I bought it myself. So I have a very good idea what I'm talking about. You know, it was a good reason why Armaf was called the king of clones, because that's what they have been doing. They have been releasing great alternatives, almost identical smelling to more popular and more expensive fragrances. But afterwards, they started making clones using the same DNAs they have been using, but with tweaks, with twists added to the DNAs, and they are trying to make some original creations, but in my opinion, I don't think they are succeeding. I mean, let's face it, when was the last time Armaf released a great fragrance? It's been a while. If I want fragrances that are clones with a twist, I will straight away go towards Rassasi. They've been doing this for years, they are very good at it, and they are also more widely available internationally. Armaf is becoming more and more available, but Rassasi, I think it's more established. I truly think that if Armaf continued making great clones, they could have been successful for even 2 or 3 more years. I don't think we would have got bored of them making clones and we would have asked them to make something original, because when we look into Armaf fragrances, we are looking for clones. Still, if you want more affordable fragrances but that are not clones, there are plenty of other options. So that's one reason. Another reason would be the fact that they have been releasing the same juice over and over again. I think I only myself have bought around 4 or 5 different fragrances that were all clones of Bleu de Chanel. I think that the perfect example I could give you right now is their latest line, the Bucephalus line. I think that's the way you pronounce it. The bottles with the horse. That line is again another line with fragrances that were already present in their portfolio of DNAs. We have what? Aventus with a little twist. We have another Bleu de Chanel. I mean, how many Bleu de Chanel clones? So we have the Bleu de Chanel and we have another Invictus clone. Again, you can find these days clones of Invictus by going into a supermarket. You probably have at least one fragrance that smells like Invictus. And only Armaf itself has released during time many clones of Invictus, not to mention Bleu de Chanel. And that's another big reason, probably the biggest reason why I stopped buying Armaf fragrances. The fact that they keep releasing the same fragrance over and over again in a different bottle. I mean, we are not always able to test your fragrances, guys. I'm talking to you, Armaf. And most of the time we have to blind buy them. And you do realize that it's not fun when we are buying the same fragrance over and over again. We don't need like 5 same juices that represent Bleu de Chanel. No, we don't. And this is almost looking like a scam. When I first purchased my first haul of fragrances from Armaf, I wasn't disappointed of any of the fragrances because all of them were great and I didn't receive duplicates. The only disappointment was that some of the fragrances they are trying to clone were already cheap, so they were almost the same price as the Armaf fragrance. But that's a risk I was gladly assuming. No problem there. Then there is also the problem of reformulations. I've heard it many times. It happened to me as well, especially with Club de Nuit Intense Man, which is their most successful fragrance, and it's been reformulated a couple of times. I think the current batch is actually okay, but there was one year, I think 2017, it was really bad. Nowadays it's okay, but again, we're doing reformulations on fragrances that are clones of other fragrances. And then there is also the issue of discontinuing great fragrances. For example, Armaf Craze, which is one of their greatest, probably as good and as great as Club de Nuit Intense Man, it's now discontinued again, because at some point they started making it again. There was some stock, but now it's gone again. And also another one of their greatest, it's Armaf de la Marque Brune, which, if you guys remember, this one was a clone, a very good clone of Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Extreme. Better performance, better projection, great smell. Again, sadly, it has been discontinued. And nowadays, what you're getting from Armaf is the Invictus DNA with some tweaks, the Bleu de Chanel DNA mixed with other popular DNAs. Are they going to try to continue making great fragrances, alternatives to more popular fragrances? Even though I think they lost the lead. They truly lost the lead, because nowadays there are so many companies producing great alternatives at a great price. I don't think they are going to be able to make it back into the leading position unless they release like 2 or at least 3 great fragrances, and they have to maintain a great price. What do you guys think? What's your opinion? Do you like where Armaf is heading right now, or did you prefer the old Armaf that was making great clones? Let me know. You know my opinion, and until the next video, just keep smelling great.